Back in time, powerful people didn't announce their plans. They didn't gather attention before they built anything. They didn't tell the world what they were about to do. They moved in silence. They worked behind closed doors, and when the time came, they didn't explain themselves. They revealed results so strong that nobody could ignore them. That was power. Not loud, not desperate, not seeking validation. Just quiet execution, followed by undeniable impact. But today, everything has changed. People feel the need to announce everything before it even begins. They talk about their goals, their next moves, their plans to change their life. They post it, they share it, they repeat it, and for a moment it feels real. For a moment they feel like they've already taken a step forward. But then, nothing happens. Days pass, weeks pass, and those same plans remain exactly where they started, inside their head. This is where most people fail, and they don't even realize it. The moment you tell people your plans, you lose a part of your power, not because others are stopping you, but because your own mind begins to slow you down. When you speak about your goals, your brain rewards you. It gives you a sense of progress, even though you haven't done anything yet. It releases dopamine, the same chemical you feel when you achieve something real. And because your brain thinks you've already moved forward, your urgency disappears. That hunger you felt when the idea first came to you starts fading. That fire that pushed you to act starts cooling down. And suddenly what once felt like a powerful goal becomes just another idea you talked about. Think about it honestly. How many times have you said, "I'm going to change," or "I'm going to start something big"? In that moment, you felt strong. You felt ahead of others. You felt like you were becoming someone new. But days later, nothing changed, because talking gave you the illusion of progress, and that illusion replaced action. Your plans are not just words, they are energy, and every time you speak them too early, you release that energy without using it. Instead of building something real, you satisfy yourself with the feeling of talking about it. And over time, that becomes a habit. You start confusing expression with execution. There is also another layer that most people don't understand. When you tell people your plans, you expose them to opinions, doubts, and expectations. Some people will question you. Some will doubt you. Some will laugh quietly. And even the ones who support you can create pressure without realizing it. Now you're not just working toward your goal. You're working under the weight of other people's thoughts. That pressure changes your behavior. You start thinking about how others will see your progress. You start worrying about what they will think if you fail. And slowly, your focus shifts from doing the work to managing perception. That is where progress dies. Look at people who truly achieved something meaningful. Steve Jobs didn't spend years telling everyone what he was about to create. He worked in silence, focused deeply, building something the world didn't even know it needed yet. And when it was ready, he revealed it. No noise before, just impact. Elon Musk faced constant doubt. People said his ideas were unrealistic. They laughed at electric cars. They questioned reusable rockets. But while others were talking, he was building. He didn't waste time explaining every step. He let results speak. Even in sports, the pattern is the same. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't become great by telling everyone how hard he would work. He trained in silence. He pushed himself when nobody was watching. He built discipline privately and displayed excellence publicly. This is the difference between people who win and people who stay stuck. One group talks about what they are going to do. The other group does it. There is a hidden danger in talking about your plans that most people never notice. The more you speak about what you're going to do, the more you start identifying with the idea instead of the action. You begin to see yourself as someone who is about to succeed without actually doing the work required to succeed. That identity feels good, but it's false. And the longer you stay in that illusion, the harder it becomes to face reality. Silence forces you to face reality. When you don't talk about your plans, there is no shortcut to feeling good. There is no external validation. The only way to feel progress is to actually make progress. And that is what builds real discipline. Stoic philosophy teaches something very important. It teaches that you should focus on what you can control. Your actions, your effort, your discipline, not other people's opinions, not their approval, not their reactions. The moment you start depending on how others see you, you lose control over your own path. When you move in silence, you take that control back. You remove distractions. You remove unnecessary pressure. You remove the need to explain yourself. And what you're left with is pure focus. There is a certain kind of strength that comes from this. It is quiet, but it is powerful. You don't feel the need to prove anything. You don't feel the need to announce anything. You just work, day after day, even when it's boring, even when it's slow, even when nobody notices. And over time, something changes inside you. Your confidence stops coming from words and starts coming from evidence. You know what you're capable of because you've seen yourself show up consistently. You've seen yourself push through resistance. You've seen yourself improve. That kind of confidence cannot be faked. It doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need attention. It simply exists. Most people will never experience this because they are addicted to being seen. They want recognition before results. They want people to notice their effort before they've actually achieved anything. And that need for attention keeps them stuck, because attention is easy, results are hard. Talking is easy, execution is hard, and most people choose easy. But if you want to separate yourself, you have to choose differently. You have to become comfortable with being unknown for a while. You have to accept that nobody will clap for you in the beginning. You have to be okay with working in silence, because that is where real growth happens. When there is no audience, there is no pressure to perform. There is only work to be done. And that is where you build something real. There is also another advantage to silence that most people don't realize. When you stop telling people your plans, you stop leaking energy. All that mental energy you used to spend talking, explaining, imagining reactions, now gets redirected into action. You think less, you do more. And the more you do, the clearer your path becomes. You don't need constant feedback. You don't need approval. Your progress becomes your guide. This is how momentum is built. Not through motivation, not through talking, but through consistent action. At first, it feels uncomfortable. You might feel the urge to tell someone what you're working on. You might feel like nobody sees your effort. But if you stay with it, something powerful happens. You start enjoying the process itself. You start finding satisfaction in the work, not in the recognition. And that is when you become unstoppable. Because now, you're not dependent on anything external. You don't need people to believe in you. You don't need people to support you. You don't need people to notice you. You just need to show up and do the work. And when you live like this, results are inevitable. Maybe not immediately, maybe not quickly, but inevitably. Because consistency always wins. And one day, without warning, things change. People start noticing. Not because you told them, but because your results are visible. Your growth becomes undeniable. And suddenly, the same people who never paid attention before begin to ask questions. What happened? How did you do it? When did this start? And the truth is, it started long ago, when you stopped talking and started working. That is the moment everything changed. In the end, the loudest people rarely win. They spend their energy in words. They chase attention instead of progress. They build an image instead of building reality. But the silent ones, they build differently. They move without noise. They grow without approval. They work without distraction. And when the time comes, they don't need to explain anything, because their results speak for them. So if you truly want to change your life, remember this. Stop telling people your plans. Protect your focus. Protect your energy. Build in silence. And let your success make the noise.